So I'm watching the news and I'm hearing that YouTube is censoring videos that call into question the results of the national presidential election. And it makes me wonder what kind of platform engages in censorship to the extent that free speech that's not hate speech, that isn't uh, racist or biased, uh, and expresses the opinions and point of view of approximately 80 million people uh, can get away with something like that. I don't have a lot of followers on YouTube. I don't have, I've never posted videos before on YouTube. This is going to be the first video I post on YouTube. Maybe the first of a few videos because it's come a point in our lives, in our time, where I think it's time that I start speaking out and posting my thoughts regarding national affairs, local affairs, and anything else that comes to mind that I think is important enough to put up there. So here's a question for the YouTube censors. If I mention that I believe that there was some chicanery involved with the election, and it appears that there's some good evidence that there was some type of fraud perpetrated, are you going to censor my first video? I'm just wondering. Um, and if so, I'd like to know because, it might spur a response from me or from other people. That being said, if you look very closely at the election and the way the election was conducted, there are some questionable facts, or uh, some questionable acts performed during the counting of the ballots. The first one being the pause in the counting in several states. That's never been done before, to my knowledge. I've been around for a long time, and not having electors, not having poll watchers allowed while the ballots are counted, also raises some suspicion. I was a police officer for 25 years. I teach criminal justice in college as an adjunct professor. I've studied constitutional law, I've studied criminal law, I've studied case law. And to me, the behavior of some of the poll counters, some of the polls, some of the people working the polls, is suspicious. And I think it needs to be looked at closely. Now, am I saying that the election was stolen? Not yet. I'm still waiting to find out. But the process has to be uh, allowed to finish, allowed to be conducted. And I think that the media announcing or pronouncing that Joe Biden had won the election prematurely has fostered this increased uh, animosity among both sides. Nobody has conceded anything. Hillary Clinton told Joe Biden not to concede and to take it to the Supreme Court. And now all of a sudden, the media and YouTube and other platforms are taking issue with the fact that President Trump hasn't conceded yet after Hillary Clinton told Joe Biden not to concede. It seems a little hypocritical. And I think, you know, time will tell whether or not Biden actually won the election. But we won't know that until the election is made official by the Electoral College, which is going to take place in about a week, today being December 10th. So I think, the continued censorship by media platforms like YouTube and others is only going to bring unfavorable reaction to the platforms themselves. Uh, I don't think it's a good business practice to disenfranchise over half the population of the largest consumer country that participates and is part of the success of that company, of your company. And I think that it's dangerous ground that you're walking on. We've seen some of the repercussions already to other platforms in the form of uh, lawsuits, in the form of indictments, in the form of congressional hearings. And I think that censorship in any form that you know isn't censoring hate speech or uh, isn't censoring somebody that is promoting violence against other people. Um, that those things are should be censored, but censoring a person's opinion because you don't agree with it is wrong. And I challenge YouTube to reconsider their position. And if you're going to ban me, well, no big deal. I only have one video.